This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. Make sure you smash that hype button. All right, so Kid Cudi says, I'm sure we will, when he's responding to Kanye and him working together again. He says, we've been working through things, rebuilding our friendship. I hit him a week ago to check on him. Today he hit me to check on me. No work talk, just seeing how we're doing. It was nice. And stream, who knows? One day soon for sure. Listen, they there's a lot of history there. They're going to work together again. Now, Kanye might, it depends what Kanye he encounters that day, because one Kanye might say, oh, you got up and took the stand against Diddy. But then Kanye spoke out against Diddy, called them the feds, and then showed up to his trial. Kanye is all over the place. You can't keep track of him. So he's like, I think Kid Cudi's finally realizing that to take everything that Kanye does and not offense to it, because Kid Cudi's crazy too. So they're kind of both crazy. So, Alley Boy and Big Bang 3 weeks ago did an interview. Today, unfortunately, Alley Boy has passed. I guess he had kidney problems that a lot of people didn't know about, at least the public didn't know about, and he passed today, man. So, condolences to him, Big Bank. DuckTape's lost a lot of people. They lost Trouble, Dave. I think some other ones passed. There's just been a lot of people have, passed away from DuckTape. And Alley Boy was the one that kind of pioneered the way with Big Bank, So he passed away. It's crazy. It seems like super sudden. I was thinking he got shot or something today, because I was like, Alley Boy passed away. He was just commenting about cops coming to his house. Hypothetically, would he have to, if someone tried to rob his family, is he allowed to talk to the cops, or is that snitching? Because it's where's the line? He was starting a conversation, and now he's gone. He just did Big Bang. Yeah, it's sad, man. A lot of people can't believe it, man. Lil Bankhead reacts. Rollo reacts. 21 Savage said something. He says, blueprint for the East. The blueprint, East Atlanta legend for life. I didn't really know Alley Boy too well. I'm not trying to make this about myself. I didn't really know him too well. I spoke to him on the phone a few times in the past. I might have seen him one time and talked to him. I was going to do the 4-4 video, but he ended up going a different route. But it seemed pretty cool, for what I know. And, I work with Trouble in the past. I met Dave a few times through Trouble. I didn't really, but I didn't really know Trouble really well, But it's sad to see people go so young, man. He was only 45. J. Cole surprised when fan throws a bra on the stage in Atlanta. He says this hasn't happened in a while. It's special. Okay. Then we got Whack 100 says the game should never do a versus with YG. I think they're entertaining this with Complex and versus. I'm gonna be honest with you, YG's not on the game's level at all. At all, bro. That would be, that's crazy to do that matchup. I don't even know who the game should go against, but definitely not YG. YG has a couple hits. As we'll talk about later, he realizes he played himself in his career. Game has a lot of hits and a lot of sales. YG sales and the game sales do not even compare. Now, he says it's a setup. He says Jimmy Iovine owns Complex, and he watches closely how they'll clip it over social media and make it like YG want to try to rebirth him. I don't know, maybe just to humiliate Game, because Jimmy Iovine doesn't really like the game, because he went against 50 Cent when Jimmy Iovine said he paired the game up with 50 Cent and G Unit as a favor. Dre and Jimmy Iovine said, hey, the game can you do something with this? 50 Cent did. 50 Cent gave him some hit records. They brought Game into G Unit, and then he went against G Unit. And Jimmy Iovine said that was like the beginning of the breakup of G Unit. You broke up the Beatles of rap. That would have been huge. That movement would have been way bigger if Game didn't, stick a fork in it 3 years in. That was the most disloyal thing when he did that. When Game did that, it was like, dude, this guy's a snake, bro. There's no real reason for him to do that, Anyways, some people were calling Andrew Tate's arrest fake. They're saying that these guys weren't really cops. They were wearing skinny jeans and all this stuff. Some were wearing spares. I don't think it was a fake arrest because a lot of people wouldn't have reported it, I don't think. But, maybe, let's leave it in the air. Why would he do a fake arrest? I don't know. But we'll see. He does have real charges. So, I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense. But some people are trying to call it a scam. A lot of people are still, there's just some snapshots of people kind of shocked the Alley Boy has passed. It is shocking. Some people were saying Nelly's mad because Jay-Z's now getting the credit for Air Force Ones because, he keeps re-releasing them with Rockefeller stuff. That would be something if that happened. Enough time has passed that might start happening. That people might start thinking Jay-Z's the reason. Drake pulls up the FIFA World Cup, and it's very oppy out there for him. Got Jay-Z, Beyonce, A$AP Rocky, Rihanna. I would love to see him go Where She At on the Jumbos. I'm surprised he didn't do that. I'm surprised he didn't do the Where She At on right here on the Jumbotron. That would have been hilarious. He's got a lot of money on the line with this Argentina-Spain game, though. And then Pharrell's there, another op. Rick Ross is kind of showing that he does have a problem with Jay-Z. He didn't go to Fanatics. Didn't go to any of the Yankee shows. He hasn't spoken to Jay-Z in a long time. Ever since kind of Meek Mill was poached to go over to Rock Nation, him and Jay-Z haven't really seen eye to eye. I'm not saying they hate each other. I'm just saying it's not the same. They don't have the same relationship. Meek Mill's kind of in that billionaire fold. Meek Mill does not like Rick Ross. I don't care what you say. That is a thing, okay? He blames Rick Ross for a lot of stuff. They did do an album a few years together, but they haven't done anything since, right? It's unfortunate. A lot of good music's being missed out on. I don't know. Is he even on? He's not on Rick Ross, Meek Mill. I don't think that he's on Rick Ross's new album either. And trust me, he would be on there if they were cool because guess what? Set in Stone is nothing but features. Nothing but features. He has French Montana on there. No Meek Mill. Hasn't had his song with Jay-Z. I'm telling you, it's over that Meek Mill thing. He feels like, Jay-Z kind of tried to steal Meek Mill and then nothing happened from it. I don't know. It's crazy. Let's see. Rick Ross Set in Stone official album released tonight. Live on Sunday. Georgiana compares NBA YoungBoy to Michael Jackson. You got to be out your mind, bro. These kids are nuts, bro. That's crazy. Well, DJ Khaled gets pressed at Fanatics. Some kid comes up to him and says, say free Palestine. He says, I love everybody. And then he points at the kid as he's walking by and says, you're disrespectful. Khaled. And YG said he played himself because after he realized his deal was messed up, he was lucky to get another chance, okay? That's why he signed his deal so fast. He had one deal, tooted and booted. Nobody cared about that. Then a few years later, he rebranded himself as a gangster, right? And came out with My Brazy Life, classic. Then he looked into his deal, saw it was messed up, and then did the bare minimum for years and kind of washed his brand. You know, he never had a really great follow-up to My Brazy Life. Like, he had records here and there, but he didn't have any good follow-up albums. He played himself, and he knows he played himself. He plays himself now. He just... too cool, man. It's way too cool for the game, man. It's too cool for school, man. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I'll check you guys in the next one. Smash that like button for me. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Hype this video if you get a chance. Peace.